Ark has a dark secret. It's not its terrible performance on most machines, it's not careless developers, it's not aggressive monetization of DLC before core elements are completed, it's not even the failures to roll back an extensive duplication glitch that ruined tribe power balances on official servers. No, Ark has a dark secret that affects every single official PvP server that is currently available. This sounds like a load of conspiracy-based clickbait, I know, but let me give you some context to what I'm about to say. I have played a few hundred hours of Ark. If you've watched this channel for a while, you'll know that I used to mainly focus on PvE and roleplay construction. However, before that I played a lot of official PvP. I used to play PS4 official server EU15, and I played this server for a long time and met some pretty cool people on there that I still occasionally talk to now. A few months after the release of the game on console, two alphas had set up on the server, one called Snakeater and one called BMS. These alphas fought quite often, with Snakeater trying to keep the server stable, whilst BMS pretty much wanted to just fully take over the server. My small group was quite vocal in the server chat and often spoke briefly to the leader of Snakeater. Eventually though, one day, they just disappeared. Through PSN messaging, the leader told me they couldn't keep fighting the opposing alpha for some reason, but never went into any specifics. Eventually, BMS took over, locking spawn locations and obelisks off, and coating the entire east coast of the map with turrets. After that, we eventually left the server and we moved to a variety of different other servers, where we took beta and eventually alpha tribe roles. It wasn't until I ended up in an alpha tribe that I learned of Ark's darkest secret. Ark Survival Evolved has an extensive black market, ran quite publicly through sites like Facebook. These groups are easy to find and are full of both buyers and sellers of dinosaurs, blueprints, resources and more, all for real world cash. You can also hire tribes to raid other tribes, though this is much less common, although if you're a regular in one of these groups you'll often see it. If you're a seasoned Ark player, you'll probably have guessed this already goes on, and the scale of the problem is what is indeed surprising. Not only do you have dinosaurs being bred and sold for real world money, but many of these dinosaurs are products of the large duplication glitch that happened about 6 months before full release. This glitch caused dino numbers to rapidly increase with very little time investment per dinosaur, and the dinosaurs created with this glitch, of which there must be thousands, are still being sold today. Let's take a look back at the tribe I was a part of in my last official PvP server. We were an alpha tribe set up on the eastern coast just above the start of the snowy biome on the island. Many of my tribe mates were American and thus often played when I wasn't on, and vice versa. I would often come online to find 2 or 3 new wyverns or rexes, high leveled ones with great stats and nearly full imprints. The leaders of the tribe I was in were buying these dinos in daily, for anywhere between $5 and $20 a pop depending on stats, gender, etc. It came to the point where almost all over our base there are wyverns and rexes everywhere, and whilst our tribe still went out and tamed wild dinos if they were good enough, buying them in was always the faster and better option. I was in this tribe for a few months, and we only got raided once by an opposing alpha. They were strong and organised and pretty good players, but simply didn't have anywhere near enough dinos to match the amount we'd been stockpiling. We lost a few dinos in the fight, but eventually repelled the raiders without any significant loss to our forces or damage to our base. See, my point in telling this story is that even though we weren't terribly well organised, we didn't outnumber the enemy by much, and we weren't even really prepared for the raid, we still held them off easily due to the sheer number of dinosaurs, turrets and other resources we'd purchased. When tribes are able to boost their strength by spending real world money on dinosaurs, it takes an incredible feat of strength to take them down. That, or just simply buying more dinos than them. Also, this is probably a good time to say that when I'm talking about trading in Ark and the black market being run through Facebook, some of these groups do only offer in-game trading, which is, absolutely fine. That's what kind of the devs intended and what you'd expect. You'd expect to trade in-game resources for in-game resources. Probably only with people you'd meet in your own server, but, there's nothing wrong with trading in-game for in-game. It's trading through PayPal that is the problem, and which is mainly denoted by Facebook groups in the About section saying PayPal allowed, or, of course, not allowed, and mainly denoted by sellers asking for PP, which obviously stands for PayPal. I record this postscript to just slide it into the middle as commentary just because, I want it to be very clear, this is about real-world cash trading, not in-game trading. See, the problem with it is that there's no way to fight against it, and it is also completely against the rules. CSGO, Team Fortress 2, Killing Floor, these are all games with economies that are fully sanctioned by their developers and supported with a fair marketplace available to everyone. With Valve cracking down on some of the more seedy elements of CSGO, like CSGO gambling and betting, the economy is still very much alive and well, and fairly balanced because, well, they're only trading cosmetics. Ark is also a game available on PC, but you can't buy resources and dinos on the Steam marketplace from other players, or indeed from Wildcard themselves. Why? Well, because the devs don't want you to be able to buy your way to success, yet it happens unchecked and unabated on other platforms, including PC, and it seriously hurts the game and its already dwindling reputation. Furthermore, what about the sellers? Let's say you have a tribe dedicated to breeding. All of you breed 2 wyverns a day to sell. Going for the average price of $15 for a good wyvern, you can make $30 a day. Do that all week, you've earned $210. All month, $860. Not enough to live on, you know, by any real measure, but a fair chunk of change for something that belongs to Wildcard and is not intended to be sold for real life money. Do Wildcard know this goes on? Of course they do. They have to be blind not to see it happening right under their noses. Why don't they do anything about it? Well, in my own opinion, they just don't care. Wildcard already got into hot water a while ago when it came to early monetization of the Scorched Earth DLC, which came out when Ark was deep into early access. Then they failed to fix the duplication bug I mentioned before, leaving thousands of dinosaurs and resources in the hands of already large and powerful tribes. Finally, they pushed Ark to full release when it was patently not ready, only to slap a full price tag on the game and release a season pass and extra DLC, simply to make more revenue. This is all speculation on my part, but I truly believe that Wildcard simply don't care that this market runs and fuels what happens on official PvP servers. New players who come into the game might think these tribes with massive numbers of dinosaurs and resources grinded hard for it, but I can assure you that most of them definitely did not. It is my opinion that Wildcard allows this to continue, because it keeps people playing the game if they've invested money into resources. Wildcard can't sell resources themselves. The game already sits on a mixed review on Steam and fell out of favour with many gamers a long time ago, but keeping people hooked in with this seedy black market that Wildcard pretend not to have seen is the perfect way to ensure people keep playing the game and people spend money on the next cash grab DLC. In conclusion, where does this leave us? Well, if you're playing Ark official PvP servers now, you're probably recognising that the power balance of your server is funded by the black market, whether the server alpha is dictatorial, or keeps everyone in check without letting people contest their position of power, or maybe you yourself are in that alpha tribe. I stopped playing official servers a long time ago when I realised just how bad they'd become, not only in terms of the black market that runs behind them, but also in terms of in-game balance and the ridiculous amount of man hours you have to put in just to be able to keep your tribe running well and contest other tribes. I stopped enjoying Ark a long time ago, at least the multiplayer portion of it. However, if you'd like to avoid the money-driven arms race that occurs every day on official servers, community servers might just be the place for you. Just as these black markets are ran openly on Facebook for all to see, the same is true for groups that advertise community servers. Unofficial servers might just be the best place to enjoy the Ark multiplayer experience. Server administrators can tweak rates to make the game less time-consuming and more enjoyable, and many community servers run weekly events, have cool themes, or just generally aim to make the user experience way more enjoyable than the base game. These groups are very easy to find on Facebook and can improve your experience with the game by a merry mile. If you are big into Ark multiplayer still, I would advise finding one of these servers to play on, because the community you'll find in them are a million miles better than anything you'll find on official PvP servers nowadays. I wouldn't blame the alpha tribes for the way Ark official servers has gone. Ark has always been a game about becoming powerful, and these guys might have bought their way to power, yes, but this is really a result of the game's own systems and mechanics. The sellers aren't really to blame either. It might be against in-game rules and somewhat morally reprehensible, but where there is demand there must be a supply. I would point the finger of blame at Wildcard, who, in my opinion, surely know that this occurs but refuses to do anything about it. Thanks for watching. I usually try to avoid the clickbait sounding videos, but this one had to be made. I invested hundreds of hours into Ark and I don't want people to do the same as I did without knowing all the facts going into it. Nevertheless, if you have enjoyed this video or found it informative, leave a like and sound off about the issues raised in the video in the comments below. Don't forget to check out the channel whilst you're there and subscribe. I'm in the middle of trying to diversify and plan different content on the channel in the upcoming weeks and months, so do go ahead, subscribe and turn on notifications. Your support is always greatly appreciated. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.